Hello everybody. I think I'm streaming, not sure yet. So we're gonna cut this video and do this little video. I guess is an app description. Look at the cool logo up here, over here to the left, right there. Awesome. Went ahead and cut it down, and that's kind of what I wanted the logo to be, instead of my weird face and a lot of the weird things that are going on there. But anyway, so this video is going to be pretty awesome, I think. Gwent DB just released some new cards, and it was amazing, all the different things. I have, like, at last count, 72 decks. No, no, I'm kidding. I have a few decks to go through. This one is one of my favorite. I love Skellige, so I love control decks, so I thought Skellige Control. Yeah, so it's a weird, it's a interesting, weird deck. I think it's going to be very powerful. I think it's going to be very strong. I think it's going to have a lot of synergy, and it's going to have some cool components to it. So let's take a look at it, shall we? Now this is the part where if I had a lot of cool video editing stuff, like some of my peers, that it would like wash away and I would magically appear in another corner. It'd be like some cool graphics. So imagine that just happened. Okay, nothing happened, but imagine it did, and one day that will happen as you know, the Shifu of the Cards empire grows and we establish ourselves, and I know what I'm doing. Then there will be cool effects like that. But until that time, let's look at the deck. So the deck is pretty cool, and I named it on the Gwent DB website. Let me see your war cry. It's this old saying. Let me see your war face. It's working a lot of levels there. So let me see your war cry, because it is built, and one of the cool cards in it is in fact war cry. And I'll get into kind of where this card goes with this deck. But this deck basically is a wounding destruction control deck, built around Herald the Cripple's ability that he can remove from the board any of your damaged opponent's creatures. So you end up, like, if you can wound them, he can then remove them. So it synergizes. All the cards in there synergize with that ability, and then I put a little bit extra for win conditions. So the card to the deck that really works with everything is Savage Bear, and I love bears. True story. I used to train bears, so bears are very special. So this card, number one, looks awesome. Number two, what it does, when this unit is on the battlefield, remove one strength from all non-gold units that appear. So this is key, because not only does that wound their side, which then synergizes with Herald the Cripple, but it also wounds my side. You're probably thinking to yourself, why is that good? Well, I'll tell you why. Because that synergizes with, you guessed it, let me see your war cry. Double the strength of all non-gold units on your side of the battlefield whose strength is below its original value. So, what does that mean? Well, let's say your bear is out there, being a bear, and swiping stuff, you know, on their side, wounding them, which causes them great pain, and also you can then remove them. What it also does, it swipes your side. So let's say, case in point, you bring out Murder Brock, right? So he's a 5 minion, which is really good. His also text is he does remove 3 strength, 2 strength, 1 strength, so you can destroy cards on the other side of the board. That's a bonus, right? Well, if the Savage Bear is out there, Murder Brock, instead of becoming a 5, is an 8, because the bear would swipe him for 1, which would take him down to 4, and then war cry him back up to an 8. So there's a synergy with Savage Bear. So, and all your creatures would benefit from that. Even a 4 cost minion would be a 6 cost. It almost you basically get 50% more points with the bear on board and war cry. And it's just, it goes like all the way through. So it kind of ends up being like a Commander's Horn, which is a great podcast, by the way. Shameless plug. So let's go ahead. So let's keep on going on with the theme here. So let's just forget the war cry synergy that you're going to see throughout the deck, and I'll touch on it a little bit. But let's keep on going through there. So Savage Bear wounds. And now with the new rules of Gwent, wounding, you can eventually just remove cards if you do enough damage to them. And that's something that you will do throughout this deck, where you'll just constantly have cards that do damage to the point where you just remove cards. So Savage Bear, swiping their side. Regis. When destroyed, transform Regis, hire vampire unit, and return to the battlefield. Actually, I don't know how he got in there. error. I don't know where Regis came from. Doesn't fit the deck, so we'll replace him here in a second. Live changing. I don't know. He's a good gold card, but certainly doesn't fit quite what I was going for. So let's go back. Clan Brokvar Hunter. Choose a non-gold unit on the battlefield and removes 3 strength from it. Basically, let's say you have a 7-cost minion on the other side. He comes in, and automatically he takes 3 strength from it. And so all of a sudden he makes it a 4/4, which then synergizes also with Herald the Cripple, and it removes him. So, and if he goes down to 0, he's gone from the board altogether. So he's basically play him for 4, deal 3 damage. That's how you look at it, and that's pretty good. 3 of those. Murder Brock. Choose 3 non-gold units, 1 after the other. Remove 3, 2, and then 1. I mean, you just clear out their side. So if they have 3, let's say they muster, right? Let's say they muster 4/4/4. Takes 3 from one, 2 from the one from the next. Use Herald the Cripple, and they're all gone. You know, it's really good. So this Murder Brock spreads the love, which then Herald the Cripple then really finishes the love. Holger Blackhand. Choose 3 non-gold units. Remove 1 strength. Immune to fog. You kind of get the idea. Holger Blackhand. Murder Brock. Deals damage. Herald the Cripple removes them, or they just get removed just from damage dealt. Zoltan Animal Tamer. Field Marshal Duda. When he comes out, you choose the -1, more than likely, -2 to 1 roll on their side. Synergize Herald the Cripple. Triss Marigold. Choose any unit on the opponent's side of the board, remove 4 strength from it. You kind of get the idea. Even if you don't use Herald the Cripple's synergy, which Herald the Cripple will really come in case you're playing against a swarm deck, you're constantly just poking and dealing damage all the way through. You're thinking, I'll go through what deck that might be a troublesome for it, but you're just constantly just smashing them down. Clan Brokvar Archer. Choose 3 non-gold units, remove 1 strength from each, immune to rain. So this synergizes real well with the Clan Brokvar Hunter, which is really good, with Murder Brock, which is real good, with Holger Blackhand, which is good. You're pinging them down. Pinging them down. Ockfist. After 5 turns, remove 1 strength from all non-gold units on your opponent's side and return this card to your hand. So you play him down, it's like a time bomb, and he detonates. You can just use him to clear boards, because at this point they've been pinged so much, they're probably down low anyway, that might clear him, and then he goes back to your hand for the next turn, for the next round. So he is really key to this deck. And now we get to some spells. Stammelford's Tremors. Remove 2 strength from all gold units. Again, you're just crushing them with damage and wiping them out. Alzor's Thunder. Choose a non-gold. Remove 6. Basically a fireball. Crushes them. Manticore Venom. Choose a non-gold. Remove 4 strength from all copies of it on the side of the. That would be an anti-muster fireball. So he musters, and you take the muster. Here, have some Manticore Venom. Spread evenly amongst you. Share the love. Now this one is interesting. This one is the one I like for this deck. Adrenaline Rush. So you see you have some cards in there that that do a lot. They can do some things. Adrenaline Rush is really a winning condition. Because you're poking and knocking them down, the Adrenaline Rush is really only for the bear. The Savage Bear, just want to keep the Savage Bear on the board with Adrenaline Rush, because he's your constant swipe. He's constantly pinging them down, which hurts them, but thanks to your War Cry, helps you. So Savage Bear is really, really key, and you want to try to protect him with Adrenaline Rush. Keep him on the board. War Cry, like we talked about. Because your Savage Bear's out there swiping and swiping and adding to your benefits, then War Cry will be huge. And you're probably thinking, okay, well, what if I don't get Savage Bear? It's totally okay. If you notice the text of Murder Brock, remove 3 strength from the first, which would be their side, probably 2 strength from the second, which would be their side, and you can remove 1 from your side, so that you can double them with War Cry. So there's cards that you can do. It doesn't say that it has to be on their side. That's the beauty of the War Cry synergy. You have cards that deal damage to 3 targets. You can damage your own side, like on these guys, for example, Clan Brokvar Archer. Choose 3 non-gold units on the battlefield. So you could sit there and let's say you had, I don't know, Murder Brock, Holger Blackhand, and a Savage Bear, or whatever. You poke 3 to them, and then you War Cry next turn, and you're looking at a 10, an 8, and an 8. So instead of 11, 16 damage, you're looking at 26 damage, if I'm doing that right. 10, 8, 8, yeah, 26 damage. So you see the benefit of that. So you don't need the bear to activate the war cry, but really Adrenaline Rush is simply for the bear. That's the only one that you really get a consistent and persistent value that you want on the board. So Adrenaline Rush, you just want to have it really, it's just for the bear synergy. I like this one. Lacerate. Choose a row and remove 2 strength from all non-gold units on it. Again, this goes really well with, excuse me, does 2 damage each side. Really well with just all non-gold units side of the battle. I mean, you're basically just destroying their side of the battlefield. This is a big swipe. Lacerate goes with the bear synergy, and you roll them out. Restoration, again, for the bear, really. Choose a non-gold unit in your graveyard and play it. So they kill the bear, you bring the bear back. I just like having the bear on the board. Ragnarok, create and play a Frost, Fog, and Rain. That's like a, hey, let me just figure out what's going on. And crushing it. That's kind of the synergy. What I'll do is, I have no way of really, well, I guess, you know what, I guess I could do edit deck. So we'll go ahead and take out the Regis. I'm not exactly sure why he got in. He just kind of snuck in. He's like, hey, no, Regis, get out of here. So we'll get rid of Regis. And I have an idea of what I want to put in there, actually. We'll do deck building right here on the fly. There was a, we joked around a little bit when the game first came out about a whale meta. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to do Unleash the Whale meta. Now it's a silver, so it won't really help us, but I know what we're going to take out. So what a whale does is it just kind of randomly floats from row to row on your opponent's side of the board and gives them a debuff. So we're going to put Blue Boy Lugos in there for the whale meta. It is live. And we got to get a gold card in here. That's actually pretty funny. At the start of this round, play this unit for graveyard, move 2 strength. That would go really well synergistically wise. So we may do that. We may start doing something. Actually, we're going to do Old Geared Von Everett as well. I got an idea for that. I'm kind of building a deck as we go. We need a gold card. Actually, you know what? We don't necessarily need a gold card. So we'll just keep on going and see what we got here. You could always do that. Destroy the strongest non-gold units on the battlefield twice in a row. But that could end up probably hurting us more than helping us. And we'll do Burn a Brawn as our gold card. So now we got to trim out 2 of the silvers. And what we're doing is we're adding a little bit of offense to this deck as opposed to a lot of, I think we have maybe too much Scorch in defense. So we're going to have him. He adds a lot of defense, a -2, I believe, buff to each side. Old Geared is pretty awesome because he'll stay on the board, give us some offense, which synergizes real well with Adrenaline Rush. But what he'll do, in other words, keeping minions on the board, but with Old Geared doing damage to himself, Warcry would then pump him up. So he would pump himself up for Warcry. So we need to get rid of I like having him. I really like having him. So silver. I kind of like having Okfist, but we got to make a decision. Do we want Okfist or do we want Blue Boy Lugos? Just the annoyance of both are really strong. So with Murder Brock, this is where tough decisions are made. We're going to have to get rid of Old Geared, unfortunately. I wanted him in there, but I want more of defense and annoyance as opposed to fun and offense. Oh, so we can have, we could have 6 silver cards. We could have Old Geared Von Everett in there. I'm sorry. It's changed, so I'm still learning as I go. So we'll keep Old Geared Von Everett in there just for fun. I love the character. Just happy to see him. So there we go. So that's our deck. So we'll go back through it. Oh, I'm sorry if y'all are getting dizzy. 32 cards is a lot, but it's right in the middle, 30, 25, and 40. You could trim some of these down. You probably take away some bears and things, but in general, this is what you're looking to do. You're looking for Savage Bears to swipe the side of the board and do some damage. Blue Boy Lugos and Zoltan Animal Trainer to knock Tamer. To knock. You're constantly knocking strength down on the other side. If you want to trim down some cards, you could probably get rid of Adrenaline Rushes, so you didn't stay the bear. As a matter of fact, just to do that, I'm gonna get rid of both Adrenaline Rushes, and we're kind of tweaking as we go to get it down to 30. I think 30 is a good healthy number. And so everything wounds. We draw some cards, and that's keep one in your hand, the rest to your graveyard. That's to get that one card you might need in a good situation. It's not a graveyard recovery deck, but it is still nice to get that one card you need in your hand. So restoration is for the bear, and then we just kind of go from there. You know what, I'm going to keep Adrenaline Rushes in there. I kind of like Adrenaline Rush because you can keep some damage on the board. And it does synergize with now Old Gear to give you persistent play and pressure. And Okfist. So that's the deck, a Skellige Control deck, focusing on wounding, debuffs, and just being nasty to your opponent, being very mean-spirited. Hope you like it. Shifu with the cards. I'll be doing some more decks soon. And we will be looking at some more control variants, I'm sure. And if you have any comments, please leave them. Please leave the comments. We'd love to talk more about it. And just remember, I forgot to say this, time of this video, there's 3 days until Gwent After Dark, the premiere of my new talk show with Ruben. And we're looking really forward to unleashing that with special guest stars. And got some good responses and some private messages. I appreciate all the support. So remember, Gwent After Dark, this Tuesday morning. Be there. Gwent Discord server, audience participation. See y'all there. Have a good one. Alright. I don't know if it's done recording. Hopefully it is. Everybody's just watching. Hey guys, how's it going?